have walked on picket lines, and I have fought for good union jobs that pay good living wages that people can actually earn to raise a family on. And I will continue to fight to make sure that we get good jobs here at the Bedford Union Armory.
Yeah.
So I want to say that there's no question that Brooklyn is a tough town. And the real estate developers, they don't play around. They come here to take as much as they can. They pay the lowest wages, they build the biggest buildings, they charge the highest rents, and they will steamroll anybody that gets in their way. So we need a council member who is going to stand up and say no. One who is tough enough and determined and experienced enough to push back and make sure that we get what we deserve. That's not the council representative that we have today. We deserve so much better. Someone who is strong and who is going to stand up for our rights. God, I have so much to say today. And what we're actually seeing is a council member who's cozying up to the developers, who's more interested in cutting deals than in listening to the community and what we have to say. And so I ask you today to stand up and say no. We are not okay with that. This is over. We are sending a message that this is not the kind of behavior we want from a council member.
That's right.
The most important thing that we need from an elected official is one who is present, who is vocal, who is engaged, and who is going to stand up for what we need. And we need a council member who is going to say no when the city wants to take city-owned land and turn it into luxury housing, not 100% affordable housing. I will always say no. When I see our community's future at stake, I will stand up. I will rise up. I will resist, and I will always stand for what is right and what is important for the community. Not other interests, not outside interests. I am here for you. And that's why I'm here today, because I know what is important to this community, and I know that we don't have the representation that we need to have a great future and to have a thriving community and to have good jobs that pay a good wage and have safe working conditions. We have a council member who won't even support a bill to make sure that the working conditions are safe and that millions or hundreds of workers are not at risk every single day when they are on the job. You know how many people have died, and we have to make sure that we provide real safe working conditions on construction sites, and we need a council member who will stand with you, with workers, and with the community on that issue. I have so much to say, and there's so much that makes me angry. And for the last 4 years, our council member has been silent and absent and unavailable when it comes to the things that matter most to the families who chose her to represent them 4 years ago. But we can change this. And I am proud to stand here today with you as we begin to change this process. And we will fight, and we will make sure that we get the representation that we need, someone who listens to the community, who is not turning a deaf ear, who will not turn their back on working people. I am with you. And even more than housing for our seniors, for our families, and for the next generation, we also need to make sure that we have great schools, that we have an advocate who's going to empower parents and educators to create the kind of schools that we need. We need to create vocational, the paths to vocational education and to apprenticeships so that our children have access to those jobs as well. And we need to make sure that the money that is necessary to repair NYCHA, to make sure our senior centers are operating, all of that money is there too. And I will work to make sure that our city provides support and training for MWBEs, which is incredibly important for our community, and support for our small businesses. So most of all, with all that's happening today in Washington, in Albany, and here at City Hall, we cannot afford to have a council member who's beholden to special interests. She's one who talks a good game, but when it becomes short, when it's time to deliver for our district.
That's right. That's right.
True. You all deserve better. We deserve better. And it's time to demand a council member who's 100% on our side and ready to fight every single day. And that person is me. I present myself as your true advocate, your honest advocate, who will always be here with you. So thank you so much for joining me today as I announce my candidacy. I am really excited, and I can't wait to see what comes next. And I also want to acknowledge and thank the community members who have joined me today, as well as all of the unions. We have MTOP, the Movement to Protect the People.